and girls. Welcome to week 4 of online learning. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. I miss you all so dearly, and that is my inspiration to keep making these videos so that you can see my face and that I can hopefully give you some new music knowledge plus some cool songs to listen to. For this week's check-in, I don't have a song, but I do have these lovely string instruments to share with you and to talk about with you guys. So first let's start with the middle one. This guy is a classical guitar. This is a guitar because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings. It has this long fretboard. This is what this part's called, a fretboard. And they are spaced out with these little dividers so that you know where to press. So you press here and then you pluck the strings and you make music. Or you could just strum all the strings. Now some of you heard me say classical and not acoustic and are wondering, what's the difference? They look the same. Well, a classical guitar has the strings made up of a fiber and plastic called nylon. That makes it easier to press down. Acoustic guitars have steel strings, and so those are a little harder to press down. Now also with classical guitars, this part right here is called the neck. And so with acoustic guitars, the neck just goes straight down. But with classical guitars, you start thin and then it gets wider and wider until it is super wide. So I went from that to that, which is a difference. I like to play my classical guitar kind of like an acoustic guitar with chords. But most classical guitar players pluck the strings individually or 2 at a time, like this. Like that. And so here is my classical guitar. Now from one guitar, let's go to the other. This right here is an example of an electric guitar. This is actually not mine. I borrowed it from a friend, so thank you, friend. But an electric guitar is very different from a classical guitar in some ways. Some ways they're exactly the same. This guitar, since it's a guitar, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings. It still has the fretboard where you press to make the sound. It still has this bass board like with the classical guitar. And however, for electric guitars, unlike classical guitars, there's no bells and whistles, there's nothing to plug in, you just take the guitar and play wherever. With electric guitars, you need a plug in at the bottom and plug that to an amplifier. The amplifier then gives you that rock sound for electric guitars, or the sound that you want, the more bigger sound. Most electric guitars do not have these holes. It's just one bass, and you need the amplifier to hear it, because if you don't, it sounds very But this guitar actually has a hole in it. Has a hole right here and a little bit of a hole right here. So you can actually hear quite a bit of this electric guitar without plugging it in. You can also see that there are different knobs here. This goes with when you plug it into the amplifier, you can control more the volume, the tone, and how it sounds. And then this guy right here, this guy actually is really cool. Because listen what happens when I play it. It bends the sound or bends the pitch. So it's really cool to give those whammy effects. That's what it's called. It's called a whammy bar. Now you can, again, you can play electric guitars with all different kinds of music like pop, rock, jazz, even some hip hop uses electric guitars. And so some people like to play chords like this. Those are some of the first chords in a 90s rock song. Or you can play more what they call riffs. A riff can sound like this. That's from a 70s rock song. So that is a little bit about the electric guitar. Okay. Last but not least, we do not have a guitar. How do I know this is not a guitar? Let's see how many strings this has. 1, 2, 3, 4. This has 4 strings, so it's not any type of guitar. This is a ukulele. And so ukuleles are, as you can see, are smaller than your guitars usually. There are some ukuleles that come bigger than this, but this is the size of your standard ukulele. And so most people just play chords on ukuleles like this. Like that. And so as you can also hear, you hear how the sound here is a bit brighter and it's less sound compared to, that sounds deeper, right? So not only can you see the differences between these instruments, you can kind of hear how the ukulele, the guitar, or the classical guitar, and even the electric guitar sound a little different from the classical guitar. So that is a little bit about some other string instruments that you may not find in the orchestra, but you will find in other places. So I hope you guys learned a lot from that. Also, if you want to do some fun music activities, scroll down below, and below you will see some more music activities that you can do this week, including this week's activities and last week's activities. Also, there is a survey for doing those lessons, so if you can please fill that out, telling me what you liked about your lesson, what lesson you did, and anything else you want to tell me. So thank you so much, boys and girls, for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the website next week, and I hope to see you all in person soon. Bye!